farmyard friends. It's not a lot to show in this garden tour, which sucks. I have planted seeds. They have not come up, which is disappointing, but I have had a chicken that has gotten out and has decided to be in the garden. So when I can get her, she will be going up and the seeds will be replanted. Winter stuff, lettuce, I think I did a few cabbages or something like that, which I don't know if those do anything, but I know the lettuce, or hopefully the lettuce should. The corn is going to be getting taken out. I want to save a few as fall decorations, so that'll happen. A lot of this stuff is in its dead stage. It's been ridiculous, but a lot of stuff's in its dead stage. Yes, I have planted some areas. Nothing's come up yet, which is disappointing. But it's because of the chicken. So I need to go through all of these beds again and make sure that everything is ready to be planted. And I think the greenhouse cover is going on. I'm not entirely sure. I know my mom had said something about it. She wanted it on this year, so we might see that, and then that means I have to take the strawberry pool out of the middle of that, but I'm jumping ahead of myself. But I'm just going to be showing you guys what we have. It's not a lot. We have a few miscellaneous flowers, things like this, or things like that just have survived a little while longer. These, forget what they're called, marigolds. Jeez, Zachary. These marigolds have actually done really well this year, which I'm excited about because I didn't have a lot of seeds. But here's one. I have more marigolds over there next to tomatoes. And they smell so good. It smells kind of like mint. It smells really good though. But yeah, this is one of the things that have done really well this year. It has been a very bad year, as we've talked about a few times here on the podcast. It's been a bad year for everyone, I think, which sucks a lot. But it's good that we're showing this side of gardening, because gardening is not perfect a lot of the time. It's a lot of the time messing up, but the past few years for me were actually really good. This year was just a messed up year, which is disappointing. The tomatoes have taken over. They have started to die back. We've had nights that are very close to freezing, but not quite there yet. So they're kind of in a weird limbo with some of them are dead, some of them aren't. Which I'll show you guys that in just a second. The plans going forward with me for my garden is once everything gets pulled out, like I'm no longer like the corn, once the corn gets pulled out, winter stuff's being planted in that. Once greens and things like that, maybe some carrots and what else? There was one more thing that I can't remember. Things like that, those will be planted in the greenhouse. Some will be outside and I'll just have to cover them. If it gets too crazy, or if I can move them, then they'll be moved into the greenhouse. I haven't really thought about what I'm going to do with this, because we've talked about winterizing your garden beds, and I'm to the point of actually being able to winterize this, because nothing's happening anymore. I actually started doing stuff in this, as you can see, and this is where I planted some stuff, and then the chicken got in here and ate it all. I stopped right there because there was a mouse living in the ground. Oh, there's a bean. We have beans popping up. I did not plant beans. It's because of these. Because Zachary wanted to save beans, and a squirrel has been living in his garden. No, next year, hoping the squirrel will stay away. But planting greens and things like that, something that you can do now. Roots are actually going to do a lot better now in the winter for people in the south, because it's cool enough and it's not too hot where they're not going to grow and they're just going to be like itty bitty things. They should actually grow now. So if you're wanting to experiment again with those, I don't have a video out on YouTube about it, but dropped a cucamelon. I do have a video out on my Instagram from a long time ago. A long time ago. So if you're following me there, you can find that. Cucamelons are doing really good. As you can see, their vines are all behind me. They're one of the things that have actually not benefited from me taking very poor care of the garden, but they have slightly done better, I feel like. I'm saving enough to do pickles. And if you follow us on YouTube or on Instagram, you have seen, I'm assuming you've seen, Reagan's pickling cucamelons. Go watch that. There's not a lot to show when I'm trying to like spread it out, but cucamelons are one thing. I have a few zinnias that are like, the heads are dead. I'm just waiting to save seed. Well, actually this one's not. We have one flower. One zinnia, which is actually beautiful. And then we have, everything's dying. We have that. I'm gonna save seeds from all that stuff because I'm a sucker for saving seeds, and one day all these seeds are gonna come in really handy, and I just know it. How? I have a loose plan of how, but it's to be determined. Well, I'm not to be determined. It's gonna happen, just when is the question. I'm ashamed of this. Really ashamed of this, y'all. These tomatoes, look. They're just dying, which I know it's like a part of everything, but it sucks. Because everything looks so good and now it's all dead. But we are harvesting more tomatoes. I need to get out here and harvest, actually. We have a bunch of tomatoes that still can be harvested and will be really good in salads or giving away to family members. A lot of fresh eating, actually, has been done with these guys. I've kept it pretty much down. But yeah, I've kept it pretty much down. This is gonna be a shorter garden tour, and I hate it. Like, it could probably fit in a freaking short. But there's just nothing. I'm in that time where I'm getting ready to plant again with the winter stuff, because it would have already been here. I actually wanted it to already have been up and producing long before now, but I have chickens and stupid chicken that gets out. She won't let me touch her, so I can't get her like that. But there is one thing that I want to comment on. Well, before that, look at these guys. Everything's dead behind it. It's tomatoes. I am saving seeds from these. Specifically this. I want to get it perfected. They just take so long, so it's really difficult to do. But those are very beautiful. Did want to touch on one thing. I do think we have one more garden tour coming up for each of us. By that time, should be a longer video. Hoping it's going to be a longer video for you guys. Just with greens and everything else coming up. This garden's going to look completely different. Just a heads up. Everything should be pulled out or getting ready to be pulled out. The bed should be not clear, but with greens, and the corn will be pulled out, and then straighten all of this up again. I am going to be doing a lot of fall stuff, hoping to, just greens and stuff like that, and carrots for freezing for summer and all that. But because it's one of the last garden tours, We do have 2 more, one from each of us. There have been a lot of ups and a lot of downs with gardening this season. Give us your overall thoughts. How did your garden do? I know I can give you my thoughts right now. The garden was not very good this year. Whether because of inside factors, like what I was doing, or outside factors, which I think most of it was outside factors because we got sporadic with everything. I mean, it was hot, and it was cold, and then it was wet, or then it was dry for weeks, and then we had an onslaught of rain. So it's stuff like that that you really can't control with gardening. I'm sorry I don't have more to show. I feel so bad about that. But next garden tour, last garden tour, I promise you guys there's going to be stuff to show. Whether they're just little baby seedlings or whatever. I promise you guys there's going to be more to show, more to talk about, and so much more to get into. The garden tours have been something that we were both very much looking forward to, and I feel like this year it was not what it could have been. Reagan's was a lot better than mine. I'm just throwing that out there. Hers was a lot better than mine. Mine got very bad very quickly. But it's been a good year in the garden. It's been a little stressful. Well, a good summer season in the garden. Let me say that. It's been a good summer season. Moving into fall, we have fall stuff getting ready to, well, should have already been planted, but stupid chickens. But yeah, that's what we face as gardeners. We're going to face hardships. We're going to face troubles. No gardening, what we do is going to turn out 100% perfect, 100% how you planned, because you don't know what it's going to do. It has been a rough year gardening. We've talked a little bit about it. Maybe we'll do a full video on it. Let us know if you want to see that. But thank you guys for watching, and again, I want to apologize for my garden, because it is how it is right now, and I'm not proud of it. I need to get out here and pull out what needs to be pulled out and replant, and once I do that, it'll look a lot better, I promise. But thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one.